How do you solve a quadratic equations? The solutions to quadratic equations are the values of the unknown variable x, also known as roots or zeros. In the case of quadratics, there may be two roots or zeros of the equation. So, they are basically four methods of solving quadratic equations. They are factoring, completing the square, using quadratic formula, and taking the square root. First case, factoring, or the process of taking the expression and writing it as a product of its factors. Steps would be considering the equation's form, finding two numbers such that their product is equal to AC and the sum equals to B, and applying the zero product rule. Example number 1. X squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. For instance, 6 and negative 2 has a sum of 4 and a product of negative 12. Applying the zero product rule, x plus 6 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. Transposing them on the right side, x would be equal to negative 6 and 2. To check, substitute the solutions into the original equations. For instance, x would be equal to negative 6 and 2. Example number 2. X squared plus 2x plus 25 equals 5 plus 11x. First, make sure to have it on its standard form by transporting the similar terms on the left side and adding them. Consequently, the final equation would be x squared minus 9x plus 20 equals 0, wherein 20 is a product and 9 is the sum of negative 5 and negative 4. To the zero product zero rule, x would be 5 and 4. Again, try checking your solution by substituting x on the given equation. For instance, we got the correct answer since the equation came out true. 60 equals 60 and 49 equals 49. Next up is completing the square, which allows us to find roots of an equation using the square roots method, on which we write the quadratic equation in x squared plus bx equals c form and add b over 2 squared to both sides of the equation to factor a perfect square into the left side and square root both sides of the equation to solve x. Example number 1. X squared plus 12x plus 32 equals 0. Transpose c to the other side. Don't forget to change sign. So x squared plus 12x equals negative 32. Then add b over 2 squared to both sides of the equation, which would be 36 from 12 over 2 squared. Consequently, factor the equation with the square of a binomial. Then we will get x plus 6 squared. Then apply square roots to solve x. Final answer would be negative 4 and negative 8. As per same thing, you can try to double check your answers by substitution of x in the original equation. 2. 3x squared plus 24x plus 12 equals 0. First step would be multiplying the whole equation by 1/3, since a is not equal to 1, so we should simplify. Then we collect the variable terms on the left side. Then we transpose 4 to the right side. That would be x squared plus 8x equals negative 4. After that, we can set up b over 2 squared, that would be 16, to complete the square. Then we can simplify the equation by applying factorization. So we can get x, that would square root x plus 4 squared equals square root of 12. The final answer would be negative 4 positive negative 2 square root of 3. Again, you can check your solution by applying x to the original equation and check if the equation is true. Next, quadratic formula. A formula that provides solution to quadratic equation. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to get x. Here, you would use negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where a, b, c are real numbers and x is the unknown variable. Example number 1. X squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. We're gonna just substitute the values of a, b, c from standard form expression to the quadratic formula negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Then, easy that. X equals 2 and negative 6. Again, you can check if your solutions are correct by substitutions of the values of x that you got from the original equation. Next example, 2x squared plus 3x minus 9 equals 0. First, we're gonna determine what are a, b, and c. A will be equal to 2, b will be equal to 3, and c will be equals to negative 9. Then, we're gonna simplify that expression by substituting it from the formula of quadratic, which is negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we're gonna get negative 3 plus minus square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 9 over 2 times 2. We're gonna simplify that expression to get our final answer and get the value of x. And that would be negative 3 and 3 over 2. Again, you can double check your solutions if they are correct by substitution of the values of x that you got to the original equation and check if the equations are true. And next, last but not the least, taking the square root, on which the equation has a perfect square on one side and number on the other side. As for, we can take the square roots of both sides to solve the x of the equation. For example, the quantity of x minus 1 squared plus 2 equals 20. We can get the square part by putting it on one side of the equation. So we transpose 2 to the right side, joining 20 equals 18. Then, we can take out the square roots of both sides of the equation. We're gonna get x minus 1 equals positive negative square root of 18. And since 18 has no square root, we can simplify that to 3 square root of 2. Now, the final answer will be 1 positive negative 3 square root of 2. And that's it. Very easy. Hope you learned something from my video. See you again next time. Thank you. Bye.